Hello, Stampers, Deb Valder here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm so excited to tell you about our new Blendabilities. It's a new tool for Stampin' Up! It's an alcohol-based marker, and I'm just going to show you today what it's all about and maybe show you just one sample. More to come, but I just wanted to basically explain to you what the new Blendabilities are all about. Let me just give you a couple of tidbits about them. They do come in a rectangular barrel that keeps the markers from rolling off the table. We do want you to lay them flat because the barrel here provides the ink for the top and the bottom. So if you lay them up one side or the other, lay them straight up and down, one end is going to dry out. It's the same as our regular markers. Each marker comes with a tip at each end, and that's color-coded. Okay, and then the tips of the markers are made from nylon, and this is a huge point. If your tip is not made with nylon, it'll fray. So these right here are made with a polyester, these are made with nylon, and the polyester ones are the ones that can fray. So it's a much better marker as far as the durability of it. Okay, so that is the marker. You will see that it's a little bit difficult to get the tops on and off, and that's because it is an alcohol-based marker, and with an alcohol-based marker you don't want it to dry out, so you have to have a good closure. Now when you go to close these, to take them off, you want to make sure that there's nothing to the left and nothing to the right of you, because if you do, you could probably knock them off the table. And why I say that is because when you're pulling this, it does take a little bit of pull to get them off. But when you go to put them back on, if you lay them flat and just line them up and push it in, you're going to get the proper closure. There is a little piece in here that you do want to line it up with, and like I said, you want to make sure that's right, and then you'll hear it snap once it's closed. They do have the little grip things right here. The funny thing is when I was laying these out here, I was laying them all out and trying to make them look pretty, and you'll see that all my grips are here on the top. But then when you go to look at them, these three right here they're different. Like this one should be going, if I was lining it up the right way, it would be this way. But the tops on this pumpkin pie are different, and that's just an FYI. That's nothing that has anything to do with the markers. I'm just funny like that. Anyway, this is what they look like. This is what the caps are. And then they do coordinate with our cardstock. So like this is Daffodil Delight. This one right here is Pumpkin Pie, Old Olive. This one is Coastal Cabana, Rich Razzleberry. And this one is our Cherry Cobbler. Now, when you're working with these are only 6 of the 12 colors that we have so far, and hopefully they'll come up with the rest of them. But it's a good color base. If you look at the spectrum, it's a very good color base. Each side has a chiseled end, and it also has a brush end, and you're going to use both of them. It works really, really well. Okay, storage. We don't have storage for them. They come in these wonky little containers that I really don't like. So what I did was I just laid mine out. I bought some extra, and you can buy these. These are the extra DVD cases that we have, and they fit beautifully in here. This is the set of flesh tones that we have, and that fits in here. And also I have my, it's not a color eraser, I call it the color picker-upper. They call it, let me just see, they call it the, they call it the color lifter. It doesn't take your color off, but it helps you erase some of the color. And I'll show you what I mean when we get going. Okay, so you'll definitely want one of those also. Alrighty, so let me just show you how they work. The card that I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight and the Old Olive. And my Old Olive ones are very, very juicy. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure that you check them and they're all nice and well inked, because there are no re-inkers for these. But at $11.95 for a set of 3, they're going to last a long time, but you can repurchase them. So these are the colors that I'm going to work with. It's just Daffodil Delight and Old Olive. And in the old days, I just want to show you what I used to do. I love to color and I love to cut. So what I used to do is I used to fill up my paint palette with re-inkers, and basically the same kind of thing. I would go from So Saffron to Crushed curry and Cajun craze, I would just try to get a medley of colors that kind of go together, and then I would use my aqua pen. I would start with my So Saffron, I'd put a little crushed curry in, and I would do my Cajun craze. Now I don't have to mess with this, even though I will always use this, and you'll see on future posts that I will use that. But for this right here, it's so much easier. You take out your markers. The guesswork on the color coordination is not there. I mean, it's all done for you, and it's just so fast and really a lot of fun. Now, it works best on our ultra smooth papers, which are like our vanilla and our whisper white. And in the old days when we were doing markers, if you were trying to color on there and you were coloring and coloring, it would pill up the paper. There is no pilling on this. The other thing that I wanted to point out is that, except for the card that I'm going to show you tomorrow, you do want to use Memento ink, and it is for alcohol-based markers. It's a fade-resistant dye ink, and it just works very well with our Blendabilities. Okay, so let's do this card, or parts of this card anyway, just to show you how we're working. All right, so what I did was I cut my cardstock, and I will give you the measurements on my blog. Okay, so I cut my cardstock. Let me just refold this because I did it upside down. Okay, so there's my cardstock. I used my oval collection and with my framelits, and I just cut out one of my ovals in here. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take, and I'm just going to take, I like to just put a little bit of a mark in here just so that I know where to stamp my piece. All right, so I put my little, I put my very light mark in here, and I'll erase that afterwards. But now I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to stamp with my Memento ink right here. And I want to encourage you to hurry up and get this stamp. It does have words on it, but I always cut it off. I always cut the words off and use the words separate and the stamp separate, so I can use it for a lot of different things. Mother's Day is coming up, and I think this would be a great stamp to use for that. So this one is not in the big catalog, so you want to hurry up and get it now. It's called Blessed Easter, and the tulips are just perfect. And I do suggest using something small when you start, because if you start with something large on your Blendabilities, it could be overwhelming. So start with something a little bit tiny. You'll see the results right away, and you will love it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and you can see how well loved my stamp is. You're just going to take and you're going to ink this up, and then stamp it down. And because this is a wood-mounted stamp, I just like to do it upside down. And I am going to just stamp right here. Alrighty. There's no drying time. I mean, it dries pretty much instantly. And once you've got that done, we can just start coloring. Now, a lot of people start with the dark color first, but I like to put a base coat on. So with our markers, let me just show you. With our markers, we have, let me just turn them. We have, and like I said, all of the guesswork is out for you. So we have, each one of these are Daffodil Delight markers. This one is Daffodil Light, Daffodil Medium, and Daffodil Dark. So you know which order to go in. So what I like to do is I like to start with my Daffodil Light, and I'm going to use my brush end, and I color the whole base in. If you're, and like I said, this is the way Deb Valder does it. If you're somebody who, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, this is, you want to start with a base coat, okay? So I started with my Daffodil Delight base. It's just like when you're getting dressed. You need your underwear, that's your base coat, and then you put things on top of it. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do here. With our base coat, it just lends itself, and you'll see I left a few little white pieces in there. That's okay, and that's good. Okay, remember to click to make sure that you've put them on nice and tight. And then here, what I'm going to do, this is my medium, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm actually going to go up just a little bit. You see how I'm just kind of feathering it up, feather it up, feather it up, feather it up. Okay, that's my second coat. Feather it up, feather it up. We have a base on there, just like your underwear. You got a base coat on there, and now what you're doing is you're just working it up. Now our last one is the Daffodil Delight Dark, and what we're going to do with this one is to really highlight the dark parts. And what's so cool about Stampin' Up! Stamps is they do a lot of the work for you. Do you see where all these little sketch marks are? That's where you're going to use this to highlight, okay? This is actually taking the guesswork out of it for you. Do you see where I'm just overlaying where the little lines are? All right? So you're just going to take and you're going to just blend, just like this. Right here, right here, that we have a little dark spot because that's behind it. See where there's a little line there? You want to take and you want to see now how it's all just coming together. I know I'm not finishing any sentences, but I'm just so excited I can't stand it. All right, so then we've got our flowers. But what I like to do next, okay, and this is where some people say, well, that's why you start with the darker and then you go lighter. Okay, I'm going back to my lighter one, and what I want to do is I just want to go over the whole thing just like this. Don't worry, you're not covering everything up. When this dries, everything is going to blend together. Leave some of those little white marks, okay? Now, when that dries, it's going to show you that we've got some color variations in there. Go back a little bit with your darker marker like this, and you are not done. Why? Because I'm going to show you how to use the color lifter. Now what I want to do is to add some white accent. And white accent just takes off the color. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here. I'm just taking off the color. Just like this. And you see how it lightened up? Light, dark, light, and dark. Now let me just show you on this one right here is one of our new colors. It's the Blackberry Bliss, and what I did was I used Rich Razzleberry on here because I'm sorry, this is yeah, I used Rich Razzleberry on this because that's the colors of Blendabilities that we have, but it lended itself well to the Blackberry Bliss. So I did this, and you see how I lightened up the color with the color lifter right there. Okay. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you how fast this is without talking. Well, I can't not talk, okay? This is the light color. We're just going to color it in just like this. Now, you see the difference between this and the aqua pen? You don't have to worry if you have too much water, too little water. See how I left some white in there? Alrighty, now I'm going to use my medium one, and then I'm going to go with my dark. See, I'm just going to go up, up, up. Remember, you need a base color. Just like your underwear, you need a base color. All right, and then we're going to go with our last color, which is the Old Olive Dark. And this is where you're going to go, and you're going to just follow the parts that are behind something. Remember to look for the lines that Stampin' Up! Is provided for you. And it just goes from flat to three-dimensional. And there's our card. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take and put our circle on here like this. Okay, and the way I did that was I took my magnetic platform. I took two of the ovals, and I laid them one inside the other, just like this, because what I'm trying to do is to get this band that's right in here. So I ran them through my Big Shot, and I want you to know that these new plates right here are beveled. So if you haven't treated yourself to a new set in a long time, go out there and do it. It's Mother's Day. Go out there and treat yourself for a new set of plates, because they are magnificent. The beveled edge makes a huge difference. And always remember to put your little happy faces on the top of them, so you never cut into this one. You only cut into your bottom piece. Anyway, here's what we're going to come up with right here. I just want this piece right here. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our silicone mat, put some adhesive on it, and put it onto our card. Just line it up right around the outside of it. And I'm doing this without, I have to stand up because I'm so short. All right, but I didn't, so I don't even know if it's not, but we'll pretend it is, okay, and I'll fix it afterwards. Anyway, what we're going to do next is to take this and to put it onto our, no, actually, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and wrap my ribbon around, and I'll show you a real quick way to do that also. While I'm doing it, I might as well show you how to do it the right way. You take this bottom piece. See, here's the top, here's the bottom. You take the bottom piece, lay it over the top just like this. You're going to take and you're going to make a bow right here. When you pull, you want to pull straight up and down. I have a whole video on this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this bottom one, and then you're going to pull side to side. We're going to fluff it. We're going to trim off the ends. But this is about the Blendabilities. It's not about my bow tying right now. I'll put a little bit of adhesive onto this, and that's going to go onto our card right here like this. Okay? Alrighty. So, yes, beautiful. I know it's beautiful. People say, where do you write? You write inside here. I want to show you just a couple of the other ones that I made. This is another purple one that I had made. It's actually, these are the Rich Razzleberry ones, but this right here is our Blackberry Bliss. New stamp set coming. This is the one that I did, Blendabilities again right here, and you can also do Blendabilities on your rhinestones and your pearls to make it so exquisite. So I did this with the darker tones right here, and it looks just like copper. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I did it with this one right here, and these look just like they're made from copper. They're gorgeous. I have some pictures on my blog of that one. And last but not least, here's one also done with that same flowers. It's not a set, it's just a one single stamp. And then added some of our new ribbon. Anyway, I hope I answered some of your questions. I will have a lot. This is just the first in a series of Blendabilities. I just wanted you to get acquainted with them and have a good time. So when they come out, grab them. June 2nd, hopefully they'll be they are in our catalog. Our catalog goes live on June 2nd, but hopefully they will be available on June 2nd. So stop back and let me know. I hope you enjoyed my post. I hope I didn't talk too fast today. I just get so excited. And have a good day. Come on over to my blog. Take care.